It's been nearly 1 year since Arizona mourned the death of Flagstaff police officer Daniel Beckwith. After he was involved in a deadly officer-involved shooting, he developed PTSD, and then at 28 years old, he took his own life.
Tonight, for the first time, Beckwith's family is speaking out. Team 12's Bianca Bono has the emotional interview and why his family says police departments need to change.
If you have a gun, do not reach for it.
It was a decision
Drop the gun.
that would change everything.
Drop what is ever in your right hand now.
That is definitely a gun.
That is a gun.
On February 9th, 2018, someone in Flagstaff called 911. When Flagstaff police officer Daniel Beckwith showed up, he quickly found a suspect waving a gun in the air.
If you bring that up one more time, I will shoot you. Drop it.
For nearly 5 minutes, he demands he drop it.
I'm gonna have to fire.
Beckwith left with no other choice. Firing shots that would ultimately kill the suspect.
Down.
An investigation finding Beckwith did nothing wrong. The shooting was justified, but that didn't matter. The officer's life would never be the same.
He says, well, I think I want to be a cop. And this was right after the Air Force. And I said, why? He says, well, that's what you do.
Daniel, or DJ's stepfather, Bill Mitchell, reflecting on his son's career.
DJ and I always stuck together.
Noting the change he saw after the officer-involved shooting.
Oh, it had a huge impact.
Bill says at first Daniel did and said whatever he could to get back to work.
That's when I explained to him about the boomerang. I said, if you're not going to deal with it now, just understand that it's going to come back around. The person that he shot was ingrained in him. He couldn't get it out of his face. Every time he would drive down the street, he'd say, Daddy's in my mirror.
Daniel went on leave, spending time at his home in Mesa, but things got worse.
He just kept spiraling. It really hit home with him that it's not the thin blue line he expected. It's even thinner when you say you've got a problem. You've bled, you've sweat, you've been side by side with people through life and death situations. And for them just to take off and abandon you, that hurts to the core.
How do you respond to that?
I respect Mr. Mitchell's opinion, but I think there were some other things that were put into place that were out of our control as far as with him moving as well. So it did make it difficult, but I believe the city of Flagstaff and the chief all the way down through patrol did what we could within our power to make sure that we were available anytime he needed something.
On March 12, 2019, just over a year after the shooting, Bill got the worst call of his life. At just 28 years old, Daniel died by suicide.
He lived a life of service.
Daniel's family still trying to cope, but they don't want the young officer to have died in vain. Daniel was one of 228 police officers across the country who took their own lives that year. Bill believes police departments, including Flagstaff, need to change.
They're going to have officers that have trauma, and it's not always going to be a visible trauma.
Since Daniel's death, Flagstaff Police has created a new program allowing officers to anonymously seek help. Since its creation, every single appointment has been filled.
The last thing we want to do is attend an officer's funeral, and if we can try and prevent some of the mental health aspect of that, then that's for the best.
And Beckwith's stepfather also worked in law enforcement, and he too suffered from PTSD and personally struggled to get help. On Monday, we're continuing our series Battle Behind the Badge, investigating one obstacle officers face when trying to get treatment. If you want more information on what Flagstaff is doing to help officers, you can head to our website, 12news.com. Bianca Bono, 12 News.